Hi everyone, it's Veronica, and I am here with the first installment of the Paper Doll Collab 2026, which is being hosted by Poetspice. This is a collab where we're pulling out our dies that require paper piecing so we can create embellishments and or images. Now we will be posting every Saturday in July at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of the collaborators' names and links will be in my description box, so make sure you check that out. And I am so excited to see what everyone has created. And also, there will be a hashtag in the description box if you choose to participate. And that hashtag is Paper Dolls for Poet 2026. And the 4 is the number 4, not FOR, but the number 4. But again, it will be in the description box. So let me go ahead and jump in so you can go ahead and get to the other channels as well. I am going to share everything that I use for everything that I created because I did do several little pieces. So if you have a specific question about something that I used for one of the creations, just leave it in the comment section in the description box. Okay, here we go. I used a piece of this yellow vinyl from Cricut. I used Distress Oxide inks to create a background. I used Faded Jeans, Salty Ocean, Tumbled Glass, and Black Soot. And for these Hero Arts inks, I used Butter Bar and Forever Green, and I did some inking around the edges and whatnot with that. This stack is the A2 color wheel cardstock from Spellbinders. So when I have smaller pieces to cut, this is what I'm using. I also used it to do my swatches. I did that first to make sure I had enough, which is plenty of paper. But this is the color wheel. And I also used one of these bling pieces that I've had for a while. And several papers, as you can see, different colors. This plaid piece came from Joann's when they were having their going out of business sale. I used gold. There's also silver. I forgot to pull that. Some black cardstock, and some of these things were just pieces that I pulled out of my scrap bin. I also used Recollections papers for the most part because once you start layering pieces, it gives your image or your embellishment enough weight where you don't have to use a heavier cardstock. So I use this citrus stack and the pink buttons stack. I also used, now this is paper tray ink, the Blueberry Sky and New Leaf. And also from Recollections, this white cardstock. And I used a couple of stamps. This is the Sending Trio by Christina Werner. And from here I used this Sending. And I think that was only, no, I used Sunshine and Get Well Wishes. Then this set is from Honeycuts. And it was Inside Comfort Sentiments. But I used the So Sorry You're Under the Weather. And my main players, the dies that I pulled, and you can use dies, stencils, or whatever you have that has to be pieced. All right, I use this duck with umbrella, and I noticed I had several dies that I had purchased and at different times, but they had umbrellas, so I just decided to pull that out. So duck with umbrella, dancing in the rain, and rain or shine. All right, so here we go with duck with umbrella. Look at these babies. I am so glad that I was invited to do this collab because I don't know when I would have pulled this out, but I am so pleased with how they turned out. I tried to give each one a different look, let them carry the umbrella differently. Here's where I use those Hero Art inks on that one, Hero Arts inks on that one. But too cute, and they were easy to put together. Is, you know, if you like paper piecing, these dies are for you. I went ahead and did the rainbow and the sun. I don't know what I'm going to use these for, if they're going on a card, if they're going on a 3D project, but I just went ahead and did the rainbow and the sun. Now the rainbow doesn't come with a backer, so what I did once I cut the pieces out, I just used that negative and cut a backer from that, like that. So those are the first ones that I created. Then Dancing in the Rain. I did not use this on anything yet either, but I had to do that raincoat out of vinyl. Had to. It was calling my name. Now this comes in several pieces, which I thought was quite interesting how it was put together, but I wanted you to see that vinyl first. I don't know if it's showing up as vinyl, but that's how that turned out. And when I first cut this, I thought, and I knew the legs were supposed to swing, but I said, this hole is too big for a brad, so what am I supposed to do? So of course I had to do a little research on that, but what they did was took foam dot and just put this down like this. And of course for me it came off. When you saw I picked it up, it was off. But once you take that backing off and glue this down on your project, the legs aren't going anywhere, but they will swing. And I just thought that was so cute. Very easy to put together. And I'm holding it in the back so it won't fall off. But I thought that was adorable. And I went ahead and put the foam pop-up pieces so it'll be ready to go on a project, and you can even give it some dimension by pushing it in a little bit. And he does have his little companion. It also comes with the little puddle, but I did not do that. And then I did do a card for the last one, which was Rain or Shine. I did use this layout because I really liked it. I did it on a mini slimline, so it's 6 by 3.5. And this is where I did all of the ink blending. So it did pretty good, except for that little spot right there. I don't know what I did right there, but there you go. And here's that sentiment, so sorry you're under the weather. And as you saw, it was one entire piece. So all I did, rather than cut the stamp, I just cut the sentiment after I stamped it because it was too long for what I needed it for. But I love how this turned out. And on the inside, this was the sending trio. There was no ampersand with that one. So what I did was took Love and Joy, inked that piece, and that's how I got that right there. All right, so those are my projects for the first installment. Please remember to check the description box for the other collaborators and give them some crafty love. And again, I'm excited because this really got me going right here. This was great. All right, thank you all so much for watching. Happy crafting.